Hi friends of Collegiate Empowerment, this is Tony D'Angelo with another Collegiate Empowerment Insight video update. I want to share with you some really powerful data and information as you plan ahead for spring 2010. If you remember one of my previous recaps, the 4 key programming topics that are most popular for the spring semester, particularly into spring 2010, are leadership, alcohol, financial education, and leadership transition. Now, what I want to be able to do is support you with some key data information to support you seeing the validity of why those are 4 key program areas. And the area I'd like to focus on with you today is area number 3, that is financial education and financial literacy. In other words, programming about money. Now, what I'd like to impart with you is some really powerful data and information from this year's latest, the American Freshman. Now, just to give you a quick idea, the American Freshman is a study that has been going on now for about 43 years. 1966 is when it began to start. And currently this year, or excuse me, last year, 2008, we researched or studied over 240,000 undergraduate students at 340 colleges and universities. Traditionally, first-year students at 4-year institutions. And again, this information that I'm imparting with you comes from the Higher Education Research Institute based at UCLA. Now, what's been interesting is I've been a huge student of this study. I've been tracking the trends specifically in one key category and area. It's question number 38. And as a matter of fact, many of you watching this video may actually have your institute issue the survey, but here's an actual example of it. And here is question number 38. Question number 38 asks students to indicate, please indicate the importance to you personally of each of the following. And then what they ask the students to do is to basically rank all these different choices and selections in one of 4 different areas, either not important, somewhat important, very important, or essential to their lifetime goals and plans. Now, what's interesting is some of the responses which the students can choose from are such as becoming an authority in my field, influencing social values, influencing the political structure, becoming a community leader, adopting green practices to better protect the environment, those types of things. And I've been studying the response to question number 38 now for about 12 years, and for the past 12 years I've seen a continual increase in one key metric, which I think to you as an educator, as a professional programmer, is really essential for you to even know. And guess what it is? Guess what the number 1, as of 2008, most important, deemed essential objective of these 240,000 undergraduates at these 340 institutions, which, by the way, is a great model of the entire culture of higher education, our 308,000 college universities. Basically, the most important goal is this. Dun, 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 number 1, to be very well off financially. As a matter of fact, here's the percentage. 76.8% of our undergraduate students indicate that being very well off financially is not somewhat interesting to them. It is essential as part of how they see their lifetime goals. Now, here's one thing I want to connect with you as educator to educator. My background is not in financial education. My background is in health education. And one of the key things that I understand and understood as a public health student is it's not about me, it's about the target population. It's about what do they need, what is their perceived need. And as an educator, you've got to align with where they are, not where you think they need to be. And it is this. It is in this area of financial education and financial literacy. Now, let's admit it. When it comes to financial education, you, myself, most people in our education system have had zero education when it comes to financial education and personal financial literacy. Oh, you may have taken microeconomics or macroeconomics, but really, do you understand what a balance sheet is? Do you understand what an asset is, what a liability is? And for many of you right now, I'm speaking Chinese, because you don't. We're literally completely illiterate when it comes to financial literacy in our American higher education system. So, what we've been out here doing at Collegiate Empowerment is looking at the data, understanding how we can support students with our educational model process of the Collegiate Empowerment approach. Part of that approach is finding the best sources of information and knowledge that will support students in these key program areas. Way back in 1996, I came across this book at the Denver airport. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this is not the original copy. My other one is really beat up. But this was released, and it was written by a man by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. And this book is still currently today, if you go on the New York Times bestseller list, you will see this book is still in the top 10. It is, by all-time history, the most popular and successful and most read financial education and financial literacy book ever published or ever printed. Now, what attracted to me and what attracted us at Collegiate Empowerment about the message, the content of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it was very relatable, simplified all this technobabble to help us understand. But as you know, we at Collegiate Empowerment are not just about the information, we're also about the context in which that information is presented. And what I found to come to find in my research is not only was this a great book, but it actually served as a precursor to something more important. And that is this, a board game that Robert Kiyosaki created in partnership with his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it's called Cash Flow. I'll tell you more about the game's specifics in a later post, but I like to say this is Monopoly on steroids. The bottom line, the more you play this game, the more your students play this game, the more I play this game, the more our team members here at Collegiate Empowerment play this game, our debt goes down, our savings goes up, our income goes up, and we feel more confident about our financial future. In other words, it allows us to be more confident about being very well off financially. Some key thing that your students want to see as well. So, what we've developed at Collegiate Empowerment is a game called Cash Flow for college students. I say a game because really what we've done is create an educational seminar for 1 hour followed by a game of playing Cash Flow for college students. And what's so powerful about it is once we present on campus, we actually leave a game, and more importantly, we also have partnered with the Rich Dad organization to develop this, and that is the Cash Flow Club Leader Kit. And what you'll find in this kit, this is true empowerment. You have a complete lesson plan of 10 different lessons. There's a leader manual that goes along with this. In addition, there are 10 video DVD lessons presented by Robert Kiyosaki himself, teaching the students about financial education and financial literacy, all done within 10 steps. What's so powerful about this 10-step process that we help them create is that this can be executed in 1 semester. So understand this. When you work with Collegiate Empowerment, we are truly that. We're there not to inspire, not to motivate, not to jack you up. We're there to empower you and your students. So what empowerment means, number one, is the ability to give people the opportunity to act or to take action. Not only do you get them to take act, but you got to give them a tool. You have to give them a path and a plan to support them. With the combination of the game Cash Flow, along with the Cash Flow Club Kit and the Collegiate Empowerment process, we can truly support your students and, more importantly, help you achieve this financial goal, this programming goal, which is for your students' goals, is to be very well off financially. I can promise you and assure you, if you're looking for an educational experience that is truly transformative, and not just a speaker to show up to throw a couple PowerPoint slides about increasing your credit rating, all right, let's be honest, it's so much more than that. When it comes to financial education, when it comes to alcohol education, when it comes to all the types of education that we do at Collegiate Empowerment, I like to quote Thoreau. He said, whenever you're trying to solve a problem, the biggest mistake is that you merely hack at the leaves versus dig at the roots. And if you know anything about we at Collegiate Empowerment, we not only help you dig at the roots, but more importantly, we help you plant new seeds. So please, check with a Collegiate Empowerment consultant, one of our team members, about Cash Flow for college students and this transformative experience for you and your campus community. With that, know the data, program around the data, and you will be successful in your educational goals. Be well and follow the vision. Bye-bye.